A new era begins in U.S. soccer as Inter Miami unveils one of the greatest players in soccer history as their new number 10. Big-time Republican figures flock to South Florida.
Love you, Marjorie! Thank you, I love you too.
As a major conservative youth group makes waves in politics. Plus, interior designers and fashion designers team up for an event in South Florida. These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak. South Florida, I'm Kenneth Bueno.
I'm Cindy Claros. Today is Monday, July 17th, 2023.
Live from the Lee Caplin School of Journalism and Media in North Miami, this is Caplin News.
Falling rain and rising expectations as Lionel Messi is introduced to Inter Miami CF fans. If you couldn't make it out in the stormy weather to last night's big event, don't worry.
Caplin News reporter Tanya Jimenez was there and she saved you a seat.
But without anything further, I would like to introduce to you your number 10, Inter Miami's number 10, America's number 10, the best number 10 in the world, Lionel Andres Messi.
Worldwide soccer star Lionel Messi was unveiled here at Drive Pink Stadium after officially signing with South Florida's MLS soccer team, Inter Miami CF.
Although the event had a weather delay due to heavy rain, fans pulled through singing and chanting while they waited to welcome the sport's biggest star to Miami in a very Miami fashion. But once the lightning cleared, the world was ready to see and hear what Messi had to say. I am very happy to have chosen to come here to this city with my family, to have chosen this project. And I don't have a doubt we are going to enjoy our time and have beautiful moments together. Thank you. Thank you everyone for this day. The night ended with performances by Latino artists like Camilo, Paulo Londra, and Bresh, ending the celebration in high spirits. Messi will play his first home game Friday night against Cruz Azul in a Leagues Cup match on Friday, July 21st. For Caplin News, I'm Tanya Jimenez.
Palm Beach County is still buzzing this morning after SoFlo speeches from several high-profile Republicans, including a handful of presidential candidates. It was the Turning Point Action Convention, both Saturday and yesterday.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
At yesterday's Turning Point Action Committee event in Palm Beach, Miami Mayor Francis Suarez, a presidential candidate, turning heckling into applause by pointing to his family's past.
That's the beauty of our country. My parents were kicked out of their country of birth because they could not do that.
The audience of young pro-Donald Trump conservatives booed so loudly that it was hard to hear former Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson, who was an open critic of the former president. Also in attendance yesterday and getting a better welcome were Missouri Senators Josh Hawley and Eric Schmidt, Ohio Senator J.D. Vance, Texas Senator Ted Cruz, and GOP House members, including Georgia's Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Love you, Marjorie!
Thank you, I love you too.
In addition to Mayor Suarez, the main stage belonged to other Republican presidential candidates, including Trump himself, who spoke on Saturday.
I want to close the Department of Education and move education back to the states where it belongs and where parents have total control of their children's lives.
The poison begins to fill the void. Wokeism, transgenderism, climatism, COVIDism.
Not in attendance was Florida's governor, who had campaign events Saturday in Iowa and Tennessee.
And that means freedom in this country will be out the window. And I think 2024 is the inflection point on this.
Donald Trump won't be sharing many stages with his primary opponent. On Fox News Sunday, the former president referred to skipping debates by saying, quote, "When you have a big lead, you don't do it."
New report says campaign contributions for presidential candidate Ron DeSantis are slowing down. They were released yesterday. DeSantis posted a whopping $20 million in the second quarter, but fell quickly off in the weeks right after. According to Political Report, Politico report around 10 staffers and events planning were cut last week, while filling shows about 50% of individual donations came in amount of $20, $200 or less.
Brutal storms, dangerous heat, and air quality issues continue throughout much of the U.S. this morning, following a weekend of deadly weather. As CNN's Amy Kiley reports, they show no signs of stopping.
I thought Hurricane Ida was the benchmark. This is a new benchmark.
Severe weather continues to plague the U.S. today. Flood conditions are pushing farther northeast, including through New Hampshire and Vermont, where some are still reeling from earlier storms.
Been going out for many hours every day, doing a lot of crying, bucking up, getting back into it.
Meanwhile, several are dead after weekend floods north of Philadelphia.
The mother and the 2 children were swept away by the floodwaters.
It's just a devastating blow to this Bucks County community.
In the north, tens of millions of Americans face air quality alerts. They're due to ongoing wildfires in Canada that officials say claimed the life of a firefighter over the weekend. Extreme heat is the concern in much of the west and south.
Just walk outside for a bit, get too hot, go in, cool down, and repeat.
Experts say the U.S. could have more than 100 new temperature records set by the end of today.
Feels like you're actually on fire after you're out here for a while. I'm not used to burning myself on concrete.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
Alabama workers say they're making progress after a huge spill from a boat that sank in Tennessee River. The boat released about 3,000 to 5,000 gallons of diesel into the water, affecting areas near the city of Florence. Workers have placed booms around the tugboat and across the channel in efforts to contain the spill as efforts to raise the tugboat continues. It remains unclear what caused the boat to sink, although no one was on the board on time.
A surfer shows his concern over a sea otter by protesting with fashion. Keep 841 free is written on a surfboard as Joseph Wilcox over the weekend. He's a surfer from Santa Cruz, California. Protests for a female sea otter that might be captured by wildlife officials. Her unusual behavior displayed toward people is concerning. The otter is known to bite surfboards and sometimes get on top of them. Wilcox believes that the capturing of the animal, famously known as Otter 841, is a shame since the ocean is our home and people are just the visitors.
The Marlins fight to close out the Orioles series on top.
That's still ahead, and so is this story.
It was actually pretty frightening for me because this is really outside of my comfort zone, but at the same time, it was fun to do something for my team. So
Dazzling designs wow South Floridians as one event shows off innovative fashion. Newsbreak will be back in 2 minutes.
See us dream. See us remember. See us protest.
You matter. Your feelings matter. Your identity matters. Everything about who you are matters.
See us fight back. See us rebuild. See us shatter stereotypes. See us inspire. See us united. See us now.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
In Miami, Mashup Events and brings innovative fashion to South Florida by fusing interior and clothing designs. Today, South Floridians are left in the awe after a fashion event blurs the lines of a design.
Caplin's Jared Parker brings us the story.
Design Mix 2023 is live in Miami, where designers show off their creativity by turning materials like flooring and furniture into fashion.
Blast to the past for a night of fashion and music with the International Interior Design Association. Design Mix brings manufacturers and visions of design teams together to make unique threads. This year's design theme was an Americana throwback to the 1950s and 60s. Design teams were tasked with using various different materials to execute their vision. Spectators got to enjoy a cocktail hour and music before heading inside to see this year's innovations and vote for their favorite designs. The fan favorite this year? A Star Trek inspired dress that wowed the crowd.
It was actually pretty frightening for me because this is really outside of my comfort zone, but at the same time it was fun to do something for my team. So it was exciting and scary at the same time.
There was also a judge favorite award, which was scored off originality, material use, and other criteria.
Seeing the use of the material in color, in different technicalities, right? How unexpected some of these things were. So it was just really amazing that the judges were actually commenting on, you know, these people used fabric this way. I didn't ever think that.
The fun didn't stop with the fashion. There was even an after party, which I'm about to go enjoy. So I'll see y'all later. For Caplin News, I'm Jared Parker.
Out in Baltimore, the Marlins found themselves on the other end of a sweep with a third straight series loss to the Orioles. Despite the close contest and a late charge by Miami, the Orioles maintained control as 5 different players scored throughout the game. Garrett Cooper led the Marlins in hitting, but it was not enough to steal a victory in Maryland. The final score was Baltimore 5, Marlins 4. Miami looks to snap the streak on the road as they face the St. Louis Cardinals tonight at 7:45 p.m. You're watching Newsbreak. We'll be back in a moment.
Severe weather can strike anytime, anywhere, but there's a simple way to stay safe. Hey, Jim Cantore here. I stay safe in dangerous weather by planning ahead. You can stay safe too with a few easy steps. Build an inexpensive kit with supplies for your family's needs. Write down important information like phone numbers and medications. Always talk with your family and remember any pets in your planning. Be ready, be safe. Start your plan today at ready.gov/plan.
I don't know why you're so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
You gotta stop with that depressing stuff. That's what white people think. You all right?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you want to talk about it?
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
If you're buzzed and doing this, to make yourself feel okay to drive,
ZWX.
You're not okay to drive.
YGKLVW. Regular you.
That's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Cindy Claros.
And I'm Kenneth Bueno. Get more news anytime at caplinnews.fiu.edu.